Hey everybody, Jim Perry from Reach here. I'm out for a 3-4 mile run out at Bear Cave Park this morning. Today's video is about breakthroughs. And when I mean breakthroughs, like for running today, I would say over the last 24 hours, I have felt a definite breakthrough in my running. So I've been a runner since the spring of my 9th grade year. So about 34 years ago, I went for my first real run. And I would say I've noticed over that time, there are kind of two levels of breakthroughs that I tend to have. One is within the first week of increasing my training or starting up again after taking some time off. And the second breakthrough happens about a month into that. So we had distance learning this spring, and I'll be honest, I got lazy. I was not out running. I was not out walking. I didn't have Taekwondo in the evening because we couldn't have that class. And I got very, very lazy. And lack of exercise and the mental side of that got to me. So I've decided this summer I'd like to experience that breakthrough again, to get myself back out and to be active again. Definitely over the last 24 hours, not only do things feel better physically, but mentally I'm in a much better place. You say, well, gosh, you look awful. You're all sweaty. I am definitely sweaty. It is definitely warm out here, but I am as happy as I could ever be. That's where the breakthroughs happen for me. Not just physically, but the mental side to it, where I find a level of comfort and peace and happiness with what I'm doing. Over the years, like I said, when I first started running, I had definitely had breakthroughs. Those were brought on in my first few years because of new training partners. Each of them had a slightly different way of training, sometimes trained faster or farther than I was used to, and I definitely experienced breakthroughs. My first real true breakthrough didn't happen until just after high school. Missed going to state in the sprint medley. I anchored that and ran about a 1:59 800 or half mile, and was not quite good enough to make it to state. And I decided that the lack of breakthroughs for me at that point were impacted because of my fear of the unknown. What would happen if I failed? What would happen if I didn't accomplish what I set out to do? And I decided that first summer right after graduating, I was going to let go of that fear. Fear will be another upcoming video soon, but I definitely experienced a breakthrough. It wasn't really forced, but I had a plan. I increased my mileage where typical week, my 11th and 12th grade year was 40, 50, 60 miles a week. And I decided that summer I was going to go for broke. I had no idea what was going to happen. Decided to increase to 100 plus miles a week. I had a 126 mile week, one of those June weeks, and I experienced a breakthrough. A week after starting higher mileage, I definitely felt not only physically stronger, but I was definitely mentally tougher as well. A month after that, I noticed again an increase in mental toughness and physical strength. And at that point, I started winning races. So I went from some success in high school with running to running a 15:45 5K, a 31:06 10K, 20K in like an hour and 8 minutes. I had a couple half marathons that were at about an hour and 13 minutes, and a 2 hour and 42 minute marathon, and that just kind of by accident without a plan at all. Those were definitely breakthrough years. Times where I'm not training as much, that goes away just as quickly. See, breakthroughs happen. Sometimes it looks by accident, and sometimes it feels like they're by accident, but they normally are brought about by some level of planning. Not a huge amount has to happen, but what has to happen is consistency. Breakthroughs are absolutely brought on by consistency and training, or whatever it is that you're doing, and a willingness and an eagerness and a desire and a happiness that's brought on through that work. As far as the physical and mental breakthroughs go for me, physically, I go from a feeling of I'm falling apart, I'm dying, my body is giving out, it's not able to do this, to a feeling of comfort and acceptance of the struggle. Things actually feel easier, even though they might not necessarily be that way. Mentally, I go from a fear of the unknown, a fear of what might happen, that feeling of I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I can't do this. Mentally, I'm not tough enough, to a feeling of acceptance that the struggle's okay, that I go from and I can't do this attitude to and I absolutely can do this. And I don't care if the struggle is real, I don't care how intense that struggle is. I go from I can't do this to I absolutely can, and I have no doubt in that at all. That's how the physical breakthrough and the mental breakthrough work together for me. All of these years, I've also wanted to learn how to play guitar. I don't have the patience. I've never experienced a breakthrough with that because I've never gotten myself to the point of a solid week of practice or a solid month of practice. I have not had the long-term interest or desire or consistency for that to happen. So I'm not going to have a breakthrough in that. I have a guitar. It's just not going to happen. I'm not there. My challenge for you, where in your life have you experienced breakthroughs? And most importantly, why have those breakthroughs happened? Is it because of eagerness, desire, happiness that's brought on by that hard work, the consistency of it? And then where in your life are you looking for a breakthrough? Could it be school? Could it be work? Could it be a relationship? Breakthroughs happen in school as well. I struggled in college my first few years to find a long-term interest in it. And when I finally decided what I wanted to do for a living, and my wife and I got married, she went back to school, I went back to school for teaching, there was absolutely a breakthrough. School became fun. It gave me meaning and purpose. I enjoyed it. And all of a sudden, a month into it, the level of commitment and work became the norm. And that was absolutely a breakthrough that I had not experienced in college before. Where in your life are you looking for those breakthroughs to happen, to bring yourself peace and consistency and happiness in what it is that you do? Look for that. It sometimes, again, looks like it happens by accident, but you actually have to go out and seek it. Don't force it. Allow it to happen. Don't overdo it so you lose that interest. But seek out those places in your life where you are looking for your own breakthroughs to find strength, meaning, purpose, consistency, and contentment in your life. I wish you well. Talk to you soon.